Hello, everyone, and welcome to this quick walkthrough of how to use the SMAC template. I am Sarah Ramaya. I'm the Associate Director of the SMAC project, and I'm very excited to be walking you through the template that we will be using for this design sprint that we're embarking on. I think it's apt to sort of walk you through how to develop this content using the template that I designed. If your topic is advanced English, you may want to add the specific introductory or refresher on what your focus is, so that even though it's advanced English, it's not the entire world of advanced English, but it's just a refresher on whatever high points you have decided your topic focuses on. Or if it is public speaking, introductory to public speaking. And I'll tell you why we're using these words of refresher or introductory, or if you want to use case-based. The reason is we want to leave a hook in the course for users to come back for the following modules that we are developing. So that way you keep your learner engaged and you keep your learner in the loop, needing or wanting for more. So if you say introductory, then your next could be intermediate in public speaking or advanced public speaking skills. And then your third module could be application of public speaking. Your fourth could be training others on public speaking. And so you can go on adding there. All right, moving back. So here your focus will be on the learning objectives that you actually built out. So how confident are you in your knowledge or skill of, and then you'll put not just the entire learning objective, but sort of what you encompassed in the learning objective. So that's what will go here. It's going to be a Likert scale. We want users to rate their confidence here. And then likewise, how confident are you in your second learning objective? Third, it could be learning objective topic area. And then the last question really is, how confident are you in the overall knowledge of public speaking or overall knowledge of advanced English? Let's quickly move on to introduction. Here you will ask the presenter to state their name, brief bio, accomplishments, and experience very specific to this topic. Like, I don't want to know if you are a nuclear scientist. Well, you can tell us you're a nuclear scientist in the brief bio, but what is your expertise in advanced English? I want to know that. So as a learner, I want to know what your expertise, what you bring to the table, so that I can come and learn from you. So even if you in your brief bio state that you're a lawyer or you're a nuclear engineer or whatever it is, we would like to know here your accomplishments and experience on this topic. Now, you're not going to write that because you are not teaching it yet, but you want to expand on that for anybody that's going to be teaching this module. Moving on, purpose of the module. Here you will paste the purpose of the module here. You will put the learning objectives back here again. You're going to state the flow of the module. So here's where you'll say, this is a very interactive module. We're going to start with a case study. Then we'll move on to discussing this. Then we'll be doing this. Or you'll say, this is going to be again, an interactive discussion. So please keep your webcams open, your mics on, or there could be some free work that you wanted your users to bring, as in you probably wanted them to bring a picture. So we talk about public speaking using that picture. So whatever it is, you're going to set the stage here. You're going to tell the user ahead of time what they are going to learn or take away in the 40-50 minutes that they're going to spend their time on this course or this module. So so I've given an example here as a starter. You say, today we're going to follow this pattern. The pattern will begin with a short icebreaker, after which I will explain the learning objectives, or after which I'll explain the rules to this, or sort of the guidelines of what we're going to accomplish, and then we'll end with a quick survey. So you want to give them, or you want to tell them what you're going to be talking about. All right, so 50 to 60 words, and think about 2 minutes. So the best way, again, is write up your section, record yourself. So if you're able to state this in 2 minutes, then I think anybody on average will be able to do the same. All right, moving on, activate learning. I think this is the most important part. Next, let's move on to activate learning. Think about two options that you want to present here. You can call them icebreaker, warmers. I think they have different names, but basically it's to activate learning. So ensure that it's intentional, a focused activity, and not something about, tell us about your, whatever it is, your best holiday experience. So we're not just here to, just bring about a fun time, but sort of be intentional. Now, if your topic is specific to, if it's public speaking, then you want to ease your learner into that public speaking mode. So you can say, hey, can you tell us about your favorite holiday destination, or, a past family vacation that you've taken. So, you sort of like ease them into talking about, something that's personal. One. Second is you're getting them to talk. So, because public speaking is about talking. And then third is you want to ensure that it's something that they will be able to connect with. So now if it is digital corner, digital marketing, then you want to ask them a question that's very, again, an icebreaker that's very focused and intentional. It could be about what is think about a hoarding or an advertisement that you really like and think about a lot of times. And so they can talk about it. Oh, this is my favorite ad that I see on TV. Okay, why do you like it? So here we're activating their learning and bringing about that marketing strategy to the forefront. And you can choose different modalities to do this. It could be a discussion forum, a round robin where everybody takes a turn around the room. It could be as simple as you would show them pictures and you ask them to use the Zoom emojis to, upvote or, not like something. You could do a Zoom poll. Think about two activities that you can build here. And here you want your instructions to be very clear of how you want the presenter to execute this activity. So you want to give them instructions for the activity. Do you want your presenter to have props ahead of time? Keep things with them. Do you want your user to be your presenter to be prepared before they initiate this activity? What kind of preparation? So that's the instructions that you want to give the presenter. Then you also want to state what the goal of this activity specific to the topic is, and also what the outcomes should be. And maybe you can add a few questions. So you want to really expand on exactly what you or your team has in mind for these activities. And so look at two examples that you can put here. Again, this is a 5-minute activity. So think about your presenter who has to introduce the activity, conduct the activity, and then wrap up the activity. So think about it, keep that in mind for your time. All right, moving on to the main content. I think this is the meat of your entire content. 10 minutes per learning objective. This is where you don't want your presenter to restate the purpose or the learning objectives, but just to focus on the message of what they want to teach in those 10 minutes per learning objective. Now, when I say 10 minutes, we don't have to segue from learning objective 1 to 2 to 3. You could choose to do that. It's probably a logical way of doing that, but you could also move things around because at the end of the day, you want your learner to take away the learning outcomes that you proposed in the learning objective, if that made sense. All right, so here is where you will have a companion slide presentation for the content that you're building. Very important is, remember, this is introductory. Use simple and standard words. If Sarah cannot understand the words, then just think that nobody else can. So use simple, use standard words. This is not a creative paper to display your creative skill set in terms of vocabulary. This is you want to reach out to people who have not had an option to engage in this kind of activity. Why are we building this? The goal of building these modules is so that, or the mission of Share Every is so that we can provide people who are in the situation that we were in the past, where we're like, I wish somebody could teach me public speaking. So you've come a long way, right? Today you're an expert in public speaking. Today you're an expert in literature or digital corner, but you started somewhere. So create this module for you where you started somewhere so that we can help other people get to where we are for a period of time. So keep that in mind. You are not teaching yourself to move forward. You're trying to help somebody move up that ladder. So that is our target audience. Yes, we opened the floor and we said it could be anybody, but then keep in mind, or anybody that comes to SGF, but keep in mind, this introductory course is for you in the past where you wish somebody could help you. Here's you helping them. So keep your words simple, standard, ensure the layout is organized and clear. Keep these in mind. And this is universal design principles or user experience characteristics. Keep your content enjoyable. Keep it applicable. Can this person walk away and be immediately able to apply your learning? Is it equitable? Is it for every kind of person? Don't be thinking just about, okay, will people in my city be able to learn? No. Don't think about just my state or my country. Make it global, because Share Every is a global foundation. So build for the global citizens. Make it equitable. Use examples that anybody can relate. We don't have an age group restriction. So if you're building content, think about an 18-year-old, think about a 70-year-old or an 80-year-old, everybody in between that can learn from what we are building for them. Is it useful? So is this content something I can walk away and be empowered by? Keep those in mind. All right, moving on. The last part is identifying supplementary learning materials that can help your main topic and subsections. Use success stories, case studies, frameworks. Use videos, audio, voiceover, pick up research articles, blogs, publications, infographics, images, use pictures to convey your message. As you're building this PowerPoint or the slide presentation, remember, minimize the number of words here on the screen. You don't want your user to be reading off the screen. That anybody can do. You can just send people PowerPoints or these presentations to learn on their own. Well, they want a facilitator, so you want to add value to the person that's presenting these slides. And so use acronyms, use captivating learner grabbing images or information that your learner can follow through as you're presenting the 5 steps on project management. So keep just those steps up there on the screen. Talk about each one of them. So keep the information on your PowerPoints limited. If you are focusing on a 30-minute presentation, I think you should have just under 20 to 25 slides and not more than that in your 30 minutes. Or I'd say 7 to 8 slides for a 10-minute talk. All right, last piece, information needs to be clear, well communicated. Remember, the module you're building should be replicable. Anybody that can pick up and present it, it should be reusable with minimal edits. So if you have any questions with the major meat and section or the main section, please let me know. The last piece I think is really simple. It's the reflection, where you'll restate the purpose of this module. So in this module, we started off giving you an introduction on public speaking. This is what we did, and this is what we would like you to take away and accomplish out there in the world. Open up for Q&A. Again, here you want to give your presenter questions that they can ask their learners, answers that they can respond to, and things that you think maybe, again, be intentional. What questions could come up as we discuss this topic? That's what you will put in here. How to manage questions. What if the presenter is stuck and they cannot answer? How do they respond and say, well, that's a great question. I'm going to review a little more on this, or I will send you articles supporting this response. So, you're close looping those situations for the learner, for the presenter and the learner. All right, so that's a quick run through. I think it's been longer than I anticipated, but that's a quick run through of how to use this template. If there are any suggestions, please let me know. That will help the entire group. We're open to suggestions and any changes, edits that you think you would want to incorporate. All right. Thank you and all the very best. I'm very excited for this design sprint that we're embarking on. And we're on the Agile model here. Thank you, everyone.